2019, Candace and I established an action plan for Primary Focus Learning Center to be administered on-site at a local charter school. There, we plan to implement our after-school pilot program called Holistic Educational Learning Program, or H.E.L.P for short. However, when the city shut down due to the pandemic, we had to come up with an alternative plan. So we created an online learning platform, PFLCOnline.com. Our platform was established for us to not only implement our programs virtually so that students and teachers would be less exposed to the virus, but for them to also continue the path of learning in a safer environment. PFLC Online allows for a safer and more convenient way for closing the educational gap exacerbated by the pandemic.
As the years went on, the duo teamed up to create the first pilot program of Primary Focus Learning Center entitled Holistic Educational Learning Program, or H.E.L.P. This pilot program offered school districts after-school holistic tutorial programs. Then the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Schools closed and humans were relegated to their homes. With that being said, the nation is still in the same position as it was at the beginning of 2020. Cases are still surging, and with the onset of the two new variants, it continues to be dangerous to send children to school as well as for teachers to show up for work. In the Houston Independent School District, you will see just how grave the shortage of teachers is in the Houston schools the current school year. The single biggest determining factor in our students having a positive school experience is whether they have access to a great teacher in the classroom. Currently, there are still hundreds of classes that still have no certified teacher in the classroom. Even in Chicago public schools, despite the White House saying that schools are safe, the Chicago Teachers Union voted to go to remote learning due to the virus. This shows that there is also a lack of certified teachers in the classroom providing instruction.
But distance learning has taken a lot of getting used to, and it's raising questions about its effectiveness.
So you can imagine the deficit in terms of the instructional minutes the kids are supposed to be getting is normally 240 per day.
Candace and Maya can both attest to how challenging it is to conduct instruction virtually. Attendance, distractions at home, the lack of hands-on learning, inappropriate use of time in the chat, and students not having required material are some of the many obstacles that they have seen over the past 2 years when it comes to teaching virtually.